Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hello. Oh, what's going on, everybody? How are you? It's been a fun couple of days for your boy. Been a fun couple of days. A little busy couple of days. But this is the SpaceX Falcon 9 Optus-X TD7 launch coverage. I decided to stream today because we got 4 launches in 4 days. It's an interesting occasion where SpaceX has 4 rockets on 4 pads ready to go, and we're going to get one every day. There's one on 39, there's one on 40, there's one at Slick 4 at Vandenberg, and there's one at Boca Chica. We have 4 rocket launches in 4 days. Pretty cool. 3 Falcon 9s and a Starship, which should be pretty cool. The coverage hasn't started yet, but we're looking at... It looks like Optus moved back a little bit. It's 5 o'clock now, so we got a little bit of time. Starship did move. That's right. Yep. Starship did move to Tuesday. Electron. Yeah, there's also an Electron launch. There's Leidos Mission 2. Yep. I'm talking about SpaceX stuff, guys. I know because I said there's going to be 4 SpaceX launches in the next 4 days. Maybe I said rocket launches, but I don't know. If you know what I meant, you know what I meant. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that. Are you going to move into space news after this? Unlikely. No, I'm just here for the launch today, guys. Just wanted to get kind of back in the swing of things. I promised Brimo I would make her dinner. So I got to do that. Sorry, it's out of my control. It's out of my control. What you're making? I haven't decided yet. We'll figure it out. But yeah, the launch did get pushed out a little bit. It was supposed to be at past, but it looks like it moved to 5 o'clock here. So yeah, we just got some time. We got some time. Watch him order out instead. Yeah. A cooking stream is clearly needed to make up for the missed streams. No, I'm good for right now. Will you break the spaghetti? Okay, click on Bramnavan's name. Yeah, timeout for 1 second. There you go. There we go. All right. So, if you're wondering where I've been, I went to the 2.4 hours of Les Mullets with old Cletus here. Cletus McFarland's a YouTuber, car YouTuber that I am a very big fan of. And yeah, there was a race. He had a Crown Vic race at his racetrack. The YouTube's money bought it, and well, not just that, but yeah, he has a racetrack. And yeah, it was fun. There were monster trucks, jet-powered minivans that fly, not with jet engines, but yeah, it was a good time, man. It was real fun. Hey, Fabricator. Yeah, I got to meet Vice Grip. Cactus, yeah. I got to talk to Derek for a second. I was super nervous, so I didn't say anything useful of substance because I was like, I don't usually get flustered around people, but yeah.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Yeah, it was cool. I got to meet him. I got to meet Cleater too. I had a long talk with Cleater about space, believe it or not. And he goes, "We go to the moon?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, we did." And he's like, "You think the Earth's flat?" I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. You're the pilot. You've seen it from up there. You tell me. And he's like, "Yeah, it's not." And I'm like, no, I don't think so either. And he's like, "You got to tell George it's flat, though." And I'm like, okay. This is an actual conversation that happened. I'm serious. Cleater knows you. Well, now he does, I guess. I don't know. Here, look at it's me with
Discovery,
the giraffe right there. There's me with your boy. So I had a nice conversation with old Cleet. You said that IFT5 was in October, and you'd be right. Then said IFT6 would be in November, and you're right again. So when will we see IFT7? Oh, February would be my guess, Bran. Cleater is taller than me. He is taller. He's taller than me, but not by much. Not by much. Here, Bandit, check this out. Uh-oh.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Uh-oh. Look who I got to meet. Oh, damn. Dude, I was nervous. I was nervous meeting Derek because I'm like, damn, dude, I learned so much about cars from you. Like, I don't even know what to say. I was like, I think I said I'll be dipped or something. I was probably made a fool of myself, but hey, whatever. Yeah, he hooked his papers on me. He's a cool dude. Really super nice. I mean, were we expecting anything else?
Go at throttle up.
Probably not. Hey, Yurovich, you show him the cars you wrenched on? No, I was too nervous. Dude, I was like, I got flustered, man. I don't know why. Like, do they know you stream? I told Cleater what I do. Yeah. I told him that I do stuff for NSF, and I was telling him I had his hat on during a flame trench, and we had like 3,000 people watching, and the chat was going bananas for Cleater, and I'm like, after that, I just had to come to Les Mullets to see it for myself. And he's like, that's awesome. Did I miss a launch? No, a launch got pushed back. It was supposed to be at past, but it's now 5 o'clock. It's the Falcon 9 Optus-X TD7 mission. I don't know what that is, and I don't think anybody here knows what that is. Supposedly, it's a It's an unannounced geostationary communications satellite, supposedly built by Northrop Grumman, supposedly for the Austrian government. Supposedly, I have no idea what that means, but all right. But yeah, that, dude, it was, Les Mullets was amazing. Yeah, communications satellite. Yeah. Sounds like you got more nervous over vice grips some of the astronauts you met. No, Bran, I was nervous as hell meeting Charlie Duke. Yeah, I was super, super nervous. Yeah, I'm good at kind of hiding it, though.
Discovery, go at
I usually just say something stupid instead and make a fool of myself when I'm like really flustered. It's very, very rare that happens, but yeah. Did you try to meet Greg Biffle? Couldn't get near him, Bandit. Hey, boss man, what's up, dude? 101 month resub. Dude, how about the freaking medley? The medley. 40, 39, 4, and Boca Chica are all teed up. This is great. I love it. This is fantastic. You know? This is great. Leader's great. I met him during the hurricane. You met him during the Hurricane Helene relief. I was helping fly supplies and SIR efforts, and he came in to do the same with the MD-500. Yeah. What time is the launch? Adam, it was supposed to be in about 10 minutes, but we're looking at about 40 right now. Yeah, boss, you'd be working. Did you see Liam's Hayabusa? I did. I did see it, Fabricator. I got video of that thing. Dude, what the heck? What the heck is that? Yeah. It was pretty cool. The MD-500. Yeah. He told me, he goes, "You're a plane nut. I need you to go down. Need you to go down to the hangar." And I'm like, all right. Here, hold on.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
So I went down to the hangar and I saw Consuela in all of her goodness. That helicopter is immaculate. Like, immaculate. Beautiful. 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 Before engine Antonov landed at SFO about an hour ago. Cool. Will you be doing the stakeout for IFT6? I'm signed up for it. Yeah, sure. But yeah, I got to go down there. Dude, Les Mullets was nuts. It was nuts. There were monster trucks, there's fireworks, stuff was blowing up. Cars were blowing up. They raced the oval, and then they came around the oval and did the bus stop. It was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous race. That was more ridiculous than New England 900. It was absolutely bananas. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, go Lions, dude. Dustin, they just, dude, they set up shop and just obliterated Jacksonville. It was an obliteration. It was, dude, that got ugly for them. It was pretty funny for me. Like, yeah. Hey, Cal, what's going on? Wait, what blew up? Oh, they had all kinds of stuff, dude. Here, let me show you. Here, I will show you. Here, how's this? How's this for an explosion? You ready? How's that? How's that? How's that? Freaking monster truck just driving through a big explosion. It was awesome. It was freaking sweet. Did you stay for the burnout competition? It was cheaper to fly on Saturday, Bandit, so I missed it. I was bumming, but the mullet monster truck was baller. It was super cool. Oh yeah, it was awesome. There was just explosions and monster trucks and just crazy racing. There was the Van Prix. Van Prix was nuts. That's always funny. It makes me laugh. Just parts flying everywhere. Monster fish? Dude, they had 3 monster trucks, dude. And the mullet monster truck, which was really cool. Yeah. Trey9, you meant Buzz Aldrin and Jim Lovell. Both of their Apollo stories were interesting. Brandon, how was the trip? It was amazing, dude. It was amazing. Yeah, it was awesome. Hey, Vexer, 2-month resub. Thank you. Dude, it was, yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I saw what Cleater and Derek have like set up and everything, and all the other YouTubers that were there. Like, dude, there was some talent there. Like, there was Liam, the guy with the Hayabusa Mini, the twin Hayabusa Mini. He was there. Amelia Hartford was there, who built she was one of the first people to twin turbo a C8 Corvette. Travis Pastrana was there. Bucky Lasik, the professional skateboarder, was there. Like, all right, cool. JH was there, Jack Stan, like all Cletus's crew was there. Dude, it was nuts. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I love it. I love every second of it. It was fantastic. Dude, the racing was so good, I didn't bother to get I don't have any video of any of the Crown Vics driving around the track because the racing was so damn good. Like, there was always action on the track. It was amazing. T0 is now 528. Oh, we're going to be here for a second. I didn't get to meet Demo Matt Cactus, but yeah, Demo Matt was there with the Mustang Ranchero pickup truck diesel ridiculous thing. Yes, you finally updated the background. Yep. Statler in Waldorf. Thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Might be a jellyfish launch now. Yep. So the Optus-X TD7 mission is flying out of 39A. Yep. 39A. The first stage flying tonight is 1077, flight 16 for 1077 on a 73-day turnaround. Oh, dude. Derek can wheel, dude. That guy can drive. Derek can wheel, dude. He can drive. He's pretty good, actually, like severely underrated. Sorry, I just came into this. What race? Scripted. This is the 2.4 hours of lay mullets. I'm the good luck charm now. Now I got to keep going. No, it was nuts. Boosted Boys and PFI Speed showed up. They were there, and they had a K24 turboed Crown Vic, and they were racing the Crown Vic with it. It had an inline 4 turbo, and it was keeping up, which was really funny, dude. Oh, it was cool, man. How do you think you're going to react if the booster lands again? Ships, probably something like this. Probably something like that, yeah. Yeah. Did you see Gwen Shotwell said she wouldn't be surprised if they launched 400 starships over the next 4 years? Yes. Do you remember, Trey, on Flame Trench, the last Flame Trench that I did, which I was bumming that I missed this one because it was awesome. You guys, if you didn't see the Flame Trench on Friday, go watch it. They had acoustics engineers in there. Dude, it was cool. You got to go watch that Flame Trench. Trust me, it's really good. The Flame Trench I did a week ago with Ryan talking about scale. I'm like, how do you know they're not scaling already? Dude, they're scaling already. The second the Star Factory went up, they started pumping out parts. They have them stockpiled in there. The only problem, I think the only problem that they're running into now is that the high bays are full because they have a backlog because they can't launch fast enough, but I think that might be changing soon. So, yeah, Bran, you asked me, other Bran, not Bram events. You asked me when Flight 7. I'd say first week of February. That's my guess. Yeah. What's that, Phil? Boards. Greenhouse. Life support engineer for Crew Starship on a job posting for SpaceX. Make sure you wear your lucky SpaceX shirt on Tuesday. I have it washed and ready to go, Brandon. Don't worry. Do that exact action when it gets caught and only we will understand. I'm not doing that. I don't know what I'm going to do, dude. I don't have a planned touchdown dance when the thing comes down and lands. If I had to guess, it'll probably just be like, they did it again. Look at that. That's pretty neat, My name, Jeff. Ready for tomorrow. Why, what's tomorrow? Am I ready for the Falcon 9 Starlink Group 912 tomorrow? Oh, yeah, baby. I'm ready to go. Oh, it's at 12:47 a.m. It's tonight, quote unquote. Oh, you know the thing. Well, Falcon 9 Group 912. Yeah. Super Heavy's on Tuesday, Jeff. They moved it. Yeah, the winds on Monday. The winds are no good on Monday. They caught the booster. Again, yeah, ships, it'll probably be something like that. Hate that joke since my name is Jeff. My name. I'm not bored of Starship. Bart, to be honest with you, I don't even get bored of Falcon 9s. I don't get bored of Falcon 9s. Falcon 9s are sweet. It's so cool. Like, dude, I don't think I'll ever get bored of rocket launches. Ever. Like, ever. If I was, dude, I've watched thousands of these things. If I was going to get bored, I would have gotten bored a long time ago. You know, everything else, I don't have that good of an attention. Squirrel! Anyway, I would have gotten bored of those already, dude. I would have gotten bored of that. Reaction to the landing is going to be another video that the Stormworks Discord will use. They used the first. Uh-oh. An engineer. Woo woo! Here comes the launch train. It's a controlled explosion mixed with speed. Who could not love it? Yeah. Yeah, man. It's good. It's good. It's good. So yeah, the launch got moved back to about an hour from now. So we're just going to sit here and talk rockets and cars and stuff. Can you pull up the video of the Australian guy going, yeah, 3, 2, 1, go! What do you think the odds of the booster catch are on Tuesday? I think they kind of got lucky the first time. Sussy McSussface, good question. I think they'll catch it. I think they'll get it. I think if you're going to roll the dice, the first flight was rolling the dice. I think that SpaceX, dude, they have the flight data. Like, the way I see it, dude, at this point is that you know what works. You at least have a combination of telemetry that gets that booster back to the chopsticks to do that, right? They know what works. All right. Now, once again, if it was anyone else, if it was anybody else, I'd be like, maybe, let's see if they can do it again. But I'm willing to give SpaceX the benefit of the doubt because to this day, almost 10 years after they landed the first Falcon 9, they're the only company to land orbital class boosters back at their landing sites. Ever. I think they have the technical expertise to be able to dial in the next one to land it accurately enough. I think that if anything, Flight 1 was the fluke. But it fluked and it still landed. So now, what I would do now is I would figure out, and okay, hear me out. What I would do now is I would figure out exactly what was your bottleneck. Like, what was the closest thing that came to failure, okay? And figure out a way to dial that in a little better. And it's very interesting because we did get that Diablo 4 conversation that Elon posted on the internet without knowing it was Diablo, right? And we heard Starship's chief engineer team, they were talking about exactly that. Where were your potential bottlenecks in landing? They got 1 second away from not having enough of a commodity, if I'm remembering right. I don't remember which one it was off the top of my head. Sorry. Yeah, posted. So I think if anything, dude, what about ULA snipers? So you always got to be careful with those. I think if anything, that this was the fluke. The fact that they belted it out perfectly on the first try. And it's crazy to me because we also heard from that meeting that SpaceX is doing thousands of simulations of a booster landing. Thousands of high-fidelity simulations, which, if it was me, you did thousands to get this one right, I'd do 2,000 for this one just to be absolutely sure. Double it. Why? Because it has to land. You can't risk the pad. The second pad isn't done. Right? So send it. Now, and they have, like I said, they have one pathway to get that booster back down. You have one set of telemetry of flight data that shows you exactly what you need to do, right? from there, once again, you dial it in. So this booster is probably going to be, it's probably going to fly a little bit more efficiently to the catch pad than this one, if I had to guess. There might be some changes, some slight changes in GNC to make sure that 1 second bottleneck doesn't get near. Have they done anything about the plasma tearing up the flaps? They actually took tiles off, Jack. Yeah. Did they not release footage of the splashdown right away because it's more sensitive to ITAR? It's proprietary, and ITAR more proprietary than anything, Sussy. Yeah. It's more they just don't want to show you their secret sauce, dude. That's all. And it does need to pass through trafficking. But yeah, it's got to review the footage that way. Australia needs a stage 0 catch tower. Hey, Mishu. Nice to see you back. And speaking of Starship ramping up, what is this? Oh, yeah. 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 Starbase Surfer. I saw this picture, dude. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour. No, that looks like an assembly line to me. We saw when they built this, when they built Star Factory, we saw that the building is rows, okay? It's rows. Okay, why would you build a building in rows like that? Any Factorio players know why you would build a building like that? Maybe any Satisfactory players out there? Anyone? Bueller? See? She's built in rows. Look. Row here. Row there. Row there. Look, you can actually see it because it's under construction. See these see how these guys right here? Hey, Arceus, 23-month resub. Thank you. You see how these rows have like a thicker horizontal right there, and then you could see it right there too, but that one doesn't have it. Gantry cranes. So see, these are cells. All right. All of these are assembly lines that are just going to feed full sub-assemblies into the high bays like that. Like one of them is for nose cones. The other one is for common bulkheads. The other one is for a barrel segment. The other one is for a thrust structure. That's what's going on here. And the Star Factory, once again, is finished. This is a super old picture. And they're going to feed these sub-assemblies into the high bays, and then they're just going to stack from there. I'll be honest, that's not the most unorthodox way to do it. That's pretty much how everyone builds rockets. But SpaceX does it on a big old assembly line. SpaceX Store is selling 1-to-1 sizes of the decals on Ship 30 and Ship 31. ROADs. Dude, they're scaling. They're scaling. Gwen knows they're scaling. I know they're scaling. See Nunez images. Starbase Surfer knows that they're scaling. Everybody knows they're scaling. Hey, look, the Patriots lost. Lovely. Okay. I'm just going to say this. Who is ready for 4K re-entry footage on Mars? Hopefully before 2030. Maybe. I wonder how much air conditioning they need to cool that building in the Texas heat. Probably a lot. Not to bombard you, but after, please check my DM on the YouTube thing. I'd hate for you to lose out on the Starship hype. I've read it already, drummer. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I got it. And it's fine. Star Factory isn't even finished yet. That's the thing. They're already ramping up production while the interior. Yeah, exactly. Building the factory is just part of the ramping up process. You have a machine. You have an assembly line that builds the assembly line. This is Elon companies to a T, guys. Yeah, and that's what I think. Like we've talked with other people. People are like, oh, the factory's not finished. They're not going to ramp yet. I'm like, dude, they're already building inside of it. Have you not seen the gigafactories? The gigafactories are designed to have expandable production lines. You have scalable production. So you can scale, or you can downsize the scale. Your factory is scalable. It's modular. That's how they do things. That's how Tesla does things. Why would SpaceX be any different? The factory must grow. See,
Discovery,
Goose, you
go
get
at
it.
throttle up.
Order. 112 months, or you could just sub. Did I miss the launch? No, Zing, it got delayed. Launches in about 40 minutes. I'm just gonna say this. Who's ready for 4K? Yeah, all right, okay. YouTube chat is not moving as quickly, but yes. Can they catch a booster on 2 engines if one goes out? Yeah, Slab. I think they can. While you were gone, Newglen's got a big contract along with GSLV-3 and Falcon 9. Yeah, AST. Yep. AST Space Mobile. Yep. They got a huge contract with Blue. I was actually reading about that on the plane last night, Phil, when I was flying home. And also, I had Back to the Future on. Great Scott. Yeah. I watched Back to the Future 1 and 2. Well, half of 1 and all of 2 on the way home. Just 2 hours. About a 2.5 hour flight. So, yeah. I was reading about satellite contracts and watching Back to the Future 2.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Yeah, they're still good. Yeah, just in case anybody was wondering. I mean, this wasn't a doubt. It still holds up. They're still amazing movies. Hey, Cracked, 22-month resub. Is New Glenn going for a landing on its first launch? Yes, Space Plasma, yes. It's heavy, Doc. Wait, it has nothing to do with it? Spade told me if the booster doesn't land, he's going to sub for a year on Twitch. Okay. Any guess when the first Starlink satellite will be launched from a Starship? Probably 2025, Kala? Not that's not far away. Yeah, Alex BRB, yes. They basically built everything for an entire launch system from engines to everything else. They didn't put the engines there, but this point still stands. From engines to everything else under a giant tent. I wonder how fast the production will ramp up now that this giant plant is almost ready. It's going to happen a lot quicker than everybody thinks it is, dudes. Like, and here's the thing. I don't have anybody feeding me information. I just know, I know about industrial engineering, A, because there's industrial engineers that watch the stream, and B, I play too many video games that have to do with industrial engineering to not be able to gauge how big the factory is. We play games like Satisfactory. You know, like Workers. Like they're all industrial engineering games at heart, right? Like even how we played Kerbal. Yeah, like building your own launch pad, building your own VAB, that's all industrial engineering. Dudes, I don't have anybody feeding me information. I just see what we see here. Like, look. You got 3 starships in the pipe. This is the part of the factory that has the windows on. I mean, most of it does have windows, but yeah, this is just the R&D facility. The Cape factory will be insane. Precisely. Hey, LSR, what's up? If you could time travel, what launch past or future would you want to see live? Oh, LSR, that's a good question. Hi, by the way. Are you seeing the madhouse in Discord? It's been a madhouse in there for the past couple of days, dude. Or week. If I could see any historical launch, Apollo 11. Apollo 11. Apollo 11. Yeah, that wouldn't even... It's always a madhouse in there. Yeah. I mean, Apollo 11, right? First time seeing anything other than the Ford cap. I used to just wear NASA caps to Saman, but yeah. I have a stack, like, yay tall of NASA hats. We have the NASA black with white. I have NASA black with gold, which is what you see here. I have a blue hat with NASA red, which is pretty sweet. You'd see DEF CON, you would watch STS-51L to run out to the pad. Yeah, exactly. Just just run around naked on the around the VAB so they scrub the line. That's not a bad idea, dude. You just and we've gone for redundant sets. It looks like someone's naked running around on the pad. Scrub the launch. Yep. Yeah, Mishu. If you think Star Factory is huge, check this out in case people think SpaceX can't scale. That's Giga Texas, dude. Yeah, Giga Texas is no joke. Yeah. Here, look. Is it 35 engines for booster V2 confirmed? I actually don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Hey, Zing. EJ, you're not trying to bring any bad mojo, but okay. Yeah, usually when people say that, they do exactly that in the next bit of the paragraph. So let me read it and we'll see. Thank you for the bits. If something goes wrong at the catch of the booster, do they have multiple launch catch rigs ready? No, they don't. This is the only one that's operational right now, which is why it's got to work. Yeah. Yeah, see, there's that thing, right? And you think you got a grasp on scale here, and then you look at the parking lot and you're like, that's not a small building. Oh my goodness. This is missing the extension too. Yeah, exactly. It's still being graded in this. Bruh. That's not far from Coda. Coda's right over here. See? I had no idea the Tesla factory is so big, and still I saw it compared to Star Factory. It's insane. Mishu, that's not the only one, by the way. Yeah, no, it's... Here. There's a bunch of them. Where are you? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah. That one's not actually as big, but it's almost as big. It looks like they stopped making that one bigger. But guys, if you notice, all right, and Giga Texas is built this way. They're building the semi plant next to it. Yeah, see, there you go. If you guys notice, look. All right, see how these are in blocks? They're modular blocks. Like you could see the blocks right there. That's how they build this. It's just blocks. Elon's whole how all of his companies work. The factory is scalable too. You have a factory that builds the factory, and your production is scalable. I'm telling you, that right there is going to be that's the game changer. Scalability of the machine that builds the machine. And you see it with Giga Texas. You're going to see it with Star Factory. SpaceX will ramp, and no one's going to be ready for it. I'm calling it now. He's using blueprints. That's exactly it, Ando. That's exactly what he's doing. Are those all truck trailers? Yeah. Yeah, dude. At the other one, yeah. Like, look at the semi, dude. Look at this. Look at the dude. Oh, that's beautiful. It's so killer, dude. Look at all the dude. That's what I'm talking about, man. We need more of this. Oh, it's so sick, dude. Yeah, that's super, super cool. Yeah, that can, like, okay, can we see this thing from space? Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it from space. Yeah, it's that white splotch right there. Yeah, you can see that from space. Okay, good to know. And yes, for what it's worth, Coda's down the street. Yeah, baby. It's a good track. I love Coda. The only part of Coda that I really don't like is this corner, but that's because it's supposed to be tricky. I hate that corner. That corner sucks. What is the length of the Gigafactory? Giga Texas is not small. It's 3/4 of a mile long. That's 3,900 feet. Yeah. Wow. Dude, that's a big freaking building. Did I miss the launch or it's postponed? The launch should be in about, it's 5:28 is when the launch is going. It's 4:50 right now. So it's going to be in a little bit, but yeah. It's moved. It was supposed to be at 5, and then they moved it to 5:30. You just put a drag strip in there. You could fit an 1/8 mile in there, sure. 1/8 mile with a runoff? Yeah, you could do that inside. I used to drive past that every day as it was being built. Yes, it's massive. Even going 80 on the tollway. Well, the speed limit there at Hallengar is high. I know that road. The speed limit is high enough. How big versus Star Factory? Star Factory is actually quite small compared to that. If you looked at Giga Texas, it would be basically from Sanchez all the way to the end over there. Cleater mentioned. Oh, Spoon. Yeah. No, I don't know if you. Here, I'm gonna be straight boomer and just show you pictures from my phone, but. Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey. Hell yeah, brother. Dude, I got to meet him. And then look at the next picture. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Who is that? That's Cletus McFarlane, and that's Derek Beery from ViceScript Garage. Cletus McFarlane from the Cletus McFarlane YouTube channel, and yeah, that's Derek from ViceScript. Those two are pretty I look up to those two from car. They're like two of the biggest car content creators on YouTube. Yeah, pretty cool. Quality was so bad I couldn't see it. Yeah, I know. Sorry. You think they'll keep expanding Star Factory and start demolishing those houses? No, I think the Star Factory is going to be there, Trey, as an R&D facility. I think the Cape is really where they're going to scale. 2.4 lane mullets was nuts. Dude, I watched it, Jeff. I was there. It was crazy. I know you know I was there. Just say, did you see the huge LNG facility being built near Brownsville, I think? No, but that's cool. Dude, it's like he's playing workers, Mishu. It's like, dude, it's just workers. All it is just guys playing workers and resources. It's ridiculous. EJ, is that you? Yep. Yeah, Ray, I'm here. Hey, Pat. Back, nice surprise after work on a Sunday. I'm here. Yep. I think this is about as big as this is going to go, unless they want to go towards Sanchez, but who knows? Yeah, there's the Joe Diekmeyer link. Yeah, he superimposed them next to each other. I was trying to show you without linking this up, just because I wanted to see if anybody was going to link it up. But look, see. Bradenton is 7/10 of a mile total in length. It would fit. It would, yeah, Dingleberg. You could fit a whole drag strip in there. It's crazy. How's Florida, Mats? Oh, awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah. The 2.4-hour lay mullets was cool, man. It was not like the New England 900 because they raced the bus stop, which if you're not familiar with like circle track racing, that's not go fast, turn left. They raced on a NASCAR style track, but it had left and right turns, which is it was fun to watch. There was a lot of action on the track, dude. Actually, fellas, you know, At what speed would the booster? At what speed would the booster hit the ground without any landing burn? About 270 miles an hour. That's just a guess, though. I'm guessing that's the booster's terminal velocity. Superman, I work for a project for Bechtel supervising Alcan for 3 1-kilometer long buildings for aluminum. It was huge. Nice. Too many questions. Yeah, there was a lot of action on the track, dude. Was that one 4-cylinder car noticeable in the pack, Bill? Yeah. It was noticeable because it made a completely different noise. It was like the cars are going around the track and it was like you could hear the turbo spooling. It was super funny. And then at some point, I think Kyle or Brent got in the grass and it broke the exhaust. So it's like you hear the growl from the V8s, and all of a sudden you hear wow. It would sound like a weed whacker. It was funny as hell, man. It kept making me laugh. Do you know why they're not building a bridge or the tunnel from the south to Boca Chica Beach so they can close, so they don't have to close Highway 4? This is protected land. With that being said, there is I wouldn't build a tunnel. You can't build a tunnel in this low water table. Bridge, it's protected land. That's why they're not doing that. With that being said, they do have SpaceX did make an extension road here. See this road that goes up here? They built this a while ago, and it goes right to the heavy dock near Brownsville. What did you think of the Freedom Factory? That's what I was trying to say, Spoon. Yeah, the Freedom Factory has way higher banking than the videos give it credit for, dude. It's got to be 20 degrees of banking. Easily 20 degrees. That track is steep, very steep. The videos don't do it justice, man. I walked on it. They had a track walk, and I walked on it, and I was very taken aback. It is very, very steep. Yeah, dude, 20 degrees, easily. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I have a picture. Yeah, none of these pictures really do it justice. Yeah, I didn't really get any good pictures, but hey, Baron, I'm doing all right. I didn't know you were there. We probably walked by each other. You were there, Jeff? Where were you in the stands? Yeah, I was there, man. Yeah, oh, dude, if you were there, oh, come on, man. Now I feel bad. You were on the left side end. On the left side end, turn 3 or turn 4. Wait, what are we talking about? Were you on the VIP side or the regular side? Because I was on the VIP side. You were by 4. Okay, I was in the bleachers coming off of turn 2. Yeah. I splurged a little bit and bought VIP tickets. That's how I got to meet Cleater and Derek and everybody else. Nice, Baron. Yeah, that's cool. Jeff, I should have posted something, dude. Yeah. Oh, Spoon, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Yeah, if you like cars, you should go to this. It's fun, man. There's explosions and yeah. Jeff, the fireworks show, the wind was blowing towards the VIP. Dude, we got peppered in just pyros and stuff, dude. One of the fireworks came down in the stands. Oops. I mean, I live right nearby, so it's not like you won't be back. Nah, I want to make it a thing to go to Les Mullets. Les Mullets is fun, dude. My LiDAR data shows 12 degrees, but I could be off plus or minus. Dink, yeah, I don't know, dude. I guess 20 degrees. I said it's got to be somewhere up there. It is a lot steeper than you think it is. It is steeper than Stafford. Or if not, it's exactly the same. I mean, Stafford doesn't look like it's as steep because it's a half mile, not a 3/8. But Please tell me you had pictures of Fred and the 97. I did, but I got a little flabbergasted meeting Cleater and Derek. I didn't say anything useful of substance to Derek because, yeah, I was like, hey, I'll be dipped. Vice grip. Blah, blah. And my father-in-law started talking to him. I'm just like, dude, you're the man. Like, that's all I could muster, dude. I can't believe I fanboyed in front of Derek. I feel like such a dick. I feel like such an idiot. Like, whatever. Whatever, it is what it is. There'll be other times, you know? I was like, hey, oh, you know? Yeah, Dean, it's a good time, dude. I believe Starship's Phase 1 plan at Kennedy is 43 acres. Imagine the final plan. Yeah, no, Trey, it's got to be... So Starship's... If I had to guess, Starship's facility is going to look something like Everett here. No, that way. We're going that way. That's Everett. What happens at Everett? This is where every 747 was made here. Every 777 was made here. Every 787 is made here. This is Boeing's like heavy production facility. I get it, it's Boeing, but Everett was a beast back in the day. I mean, it's still one of the biggest buildings ever. Oh, what's going on over here? Those look like 777Xs to me.
Discovery, go at
Another
throttle.
time, 44-month resub. Yeah, Everett was a huge deal back in the day. Oh yeah, these are all 777s. Very nice. Oh, there's a KC-46. Oh. What's the tail number? Is that the last one? I know the last 747 to roll off the assembly line was an Atlas Air. That might be the last 747 ever made on Google Earth right there. Doesn't Everett have its own weather conditions inside due to the size? No, that's the VAB, but I mean, it might. I don't know. Anybody work there? But yeah, look at the cars. These are not small buildings. I think Star Factory is going to look like Everett. It's going to be gigantic. Your father lived down the street from Boeing in Mukilteo. Nice, dude. That's cool. Yeah, we're going over here. But yeah, so fellas, what's going on is that we're in a little bit of a delay. The Optus-X TD7 launch is scheduled for 5:28. It was supposed to launch a half hour ago, but now it's launching a half hour from now. So doesn't this make you want to build a plane manufacturing factory and workers? Yeah. Do you know why it's delayed? No. I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. I have to check this thread. Yeah, I saw this. There was also, yeah, the XB-1 Flight 7. Well, any plans to play Hearts? I don't know, maybe, dude. What is mission mode on your website? Mission mode was a rule set, a custom rule set that I played Kerbal 1 in, Grim. That's what mission mode was. It was a very, very difficult rule set to play by. Do you still play KSP sometimes? No. No, final. No. I haven't played it in a long time. Jeez. Yeah, it's just, guys, let's just tape a Starlink antenna into the cockpit. All right. I guess that's a thing. Starlink team removed the 100 kph limit for Boom Arrow's unit so they could test it at supersonic speeds. Now that you mention it, kittens. Really? Kittens? Yes. Check below for the Miata testing. All right. Dude, this is awesome. Oh, dude, look at the plate. No way. Dude. Yes. That's awesome. They got a ground test vanity plate for an NA Miata. That's kick ass, man. Oh, that's so cool. Do not exceed 130 miles an hour. I'm pretty okay. I'm pretty sure that that's not okay. Anyway, all right. Okay. In 15 days, Boom Arrow got a Starlink Mini, tested it in motion on a Miata, 3D printed a custom mount, integrated it into our T38, and conducted speed tests at 0.95 Mach. We're aiming for a supersonic air-to-air live stream next month. God, I love Boom. Boom is the best, dude. That's so cool. I can't believe that, dude. They just taped it in. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Yours does 135 on a straight. I was going to say, all right, that's pretty good. That's so cool. Is it just me, or does anything that SpaceX touch become the most advanced thing in the world? This timeline, at least for spaceflight, Graham, is not the worst. Any clue how SpaceX will figure out the LNG locks for filling between launches when they ramp up cadence at Starbase? Build a bigger tank. No, Mishu, I honestly think that might be their solution, but I think if I understand how SpaceX works, let's just make sure orbital refilling works and then go from there. Like, there's no need to do rapid cadence launches, so it's not a problem that can't be solved. And I see a lot of people that follow SpaceX's stuff like make this mistake. Just because SpaceX isn't working on it doesn't mean it's a bottleneck. You know what I mean? Like, just because they aren't working on it. They're not working on the tank farms right now because they don't need to work on the tank farms right now. Do they need to launch quick? No. What's launching quick for SpaceX? A week? Month? That's fast for Starship right now, right? That's quick. Can you not refill that up with trucks in the meantime between quick launches? No, you absolutely can. You could have it refilled in a couple of days. So I think SpaceX is really only going to tackle that problem when it becomes a problem. Does that make sense? That's very much how they operate. They, don't worry about it until you figure it out, till you have to figure it out later. Hey, somebody gifted you a sub. All right. Hey, program. Hope you're having a good Sunday. I am. Hear me out. Venus flyby mission with Starship. I want my AAP brought back, but with Starship. I'm in, dude. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, Spoon. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. The cadence is just too quick. The cadence is so fast. I don't trust it. I don't trust it, which is why I'm still like, okay, ramp up SLS too, please. Please just ramp up SLS as well. I don't trust it. I'm like, this is everything I've ever wanted from a spacecraft. And I'm like, Something ain't right here. Something's wrong. Something wrong. There's an LNG line coming from the port of the South Padre refinery. The only problem is LOX production, since 5 Starship flight in one day will eat the entire LOX production for the U.S. Well, yeah, Baron, you say that. Well, this is the problem. Did you not see the factories we just showed you? Does anybody here honestly think that that's going to be an issue? Like, can you honestly? Oh, well, the lock scaling, that's going to be the problem. Dude, you sound like the people that say, like 10 years ago, Tesla's never going to mass produce cars. There's not enough battery demand. There's not enough the battery demand. That's what gets you. That's the tricky part. Yeah, okay. How did that comment age? Pretty bad. Pretty badly. Pretty badly. Have I raced lately? I just got out racing, but I think you're thinking about trying a setup. Ellis's next race should be next week. I got to talk to Max. But no, I didn't race this week because I went and watched a race, like in real life. The battery manufacturing
Discovery,
is the
go at throttle up.
Dude, no, they'll... Bro, if they need to make a LOX refinery, they'll make a LOX refinery. If they need to figure that out, they'll figure it out. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Yeah, Dink, you guys did practice. That's good. Practice and etiquette training, which is something I think you guys should do when I'm not there. Like, if I'm not racing, if you guys want to do more etiquette and practice sessions to bring the newer drivers up to speed, I think that's a very good idea. So, Dink, I don't know who had that idea, but that was a good call. Good idea. Hey, John, what's going on? Oh, man, it's not nice anymore. I think Nova, well, that's good. We should do that. That's a good idea. As long as you guys are down to do it if I'm not there. On that note, buoy ships from the coast of Australia are up. Dude, it's happening. Happening level is it. Bro, this is happening, man. Is LOX hard to produce? No. 619, the thing about it, dude, is like, okay, obviously there's plenty of oxygen, right? Right? Plenty of oxygen in the atmosphere. It's easy to grab the oxygen, but it's attached to the nitrogen. So here's the thing. With the process, you got to separate it from the nitrogen. You got to separate it from everything else and get just pure oxygen. And then from there, it's energy intensive. Why is it energy intensive? Well, you want to turn it to a liquid. It has to be at minus 293 F or something. It has to be extremely freaking cold. Now, okay, think about it like this. Does your air conditioning bill go up when you want like a 10-degree change in your house? Going from like 70 degrees to like 60 degrees? Your electricity bill is going to go through the roof, right? Now think of that with 300 degrees. So it just takes a lot of power. That's all. It's not that hard to do. It takes a lot of power. Right? Why are you live? We have the Optus-X TD7 mission in about 15 minutes. Would it theoretically be possible to get CH4 from the atmosphere? Couldn't that make Starship CO2 carbon neutral? You're going to have some trouble getting hydrogen from the atmosphere, Daytal. But if they want to get that carbon from the atmosphere, sure, absolutely. Actually, personal opinion, I just kind of had this idea. I just thought of this, Daytal. Like, you're not going to get the hydrogen from the atmosphere, but you'll get the hydrogen from the ocean. How about this? A SpaceX desalination plant. Pull in the ocean water, desalinate it, right? So that gives you hydrogen and oxygen, and then pull CO2 from the atmosphere or pull it from the ocean because the ocean is absorbing it, right? That's an unlimited amount of methane and oxygen right there. Like right there on tap. You just need to generate the power to do it. That's the problem. That'd make it carbon neutral for sure. Absolutely. I mean, but once again, generating the power for that, if you had it, if your desalination plant was solar powered, oh yeah, you'd be fine. But the problem is that sun's not up all the time, and you needed a lot of power to get this done. So you need a big solar farm to do that if you were going to. Brandon Bozo, you just saw Ship 26 in person. Awesome, dude. On that note, SpaceX has started building an air separation unit in the Sanchez site since 2021, but environmentalists killed the project, and they had to destroy the facility. Now, the big dog E is on top, and the help might restart it. Yeah, maybe. The process is the process, though, Baron. Even if Elon's whispering in Orange Man's ear, the process is still the process. You shouldn't just change it just because your boy that you like is in there. That sets up a terrible precedent for the future, dude. So, let's just make sure we get it done right. Yeah, what else? What does Tesla make? Yeah, that's a good point, Ando, right? Dude, solar farm with a battery pack attached to this plant, dude, that's game over. That's game over. Dude, I'm telling you, you just generate power in the sun, man. I mean, can you imagine power wall facility with a giant solar farm on top of a factory? Like, that's a lot of power. Power is easy. Yeah, well, caveman, we're talking about in the context of this conversation, it's making it carbon neutral. If you had a good solar powered desalination plant, right, and you're pulling ocean water, the ocean is scrubbing CO2. There's CO2 in the ocean water, right? So you have CO2 and H2O. That's everything you need to make a lot of rocket fuel. Just saying, you want to be carbon neutral or even carbon negative. If you had a solar-powered desalinization plant, right, and then you use those resources to make water, to make rocket fuel, like liquid methane and liquid oxygen, you wouldn't be able to produce it in a lot of quantities. But if it's producing all the freaking time, right, like you could make a lot, and that would be carbon negative. That would easily be carbon negative. The problem, once again, would be the solar power. You'd need a big solar farm to make that work because desalinization, just like air separation, needs a lot of power. You need a lot of power. I mean, and yes, boys, you're absolutely right. A nuclear power plant next to it, you could just make you could make unlimited amounts of rocket fuel. But remember, the context of conversation is carbon neutral, right? EJ, you need to invent or manufacture room temperature superconductors. I do, Liam? Me? I mean, why only one nuclear power plant? I mean, Pilot, if you really want my honest opinion, and I know some of you don't like this, I get it, just chill. My honest opinion is I want all forms of power. Everything. Why the heck would you put all your eggs in one basket with power generation? Spaceflight has traumatized me to never use one source of anything. Like, anything. I want redundant dissimilar power grid architecture. So I want nukes, I want LNG, give me oil, give me coal, whatever. I want all of it. But all of it in mass, right? Solar, wind, sure. Hydroelectric, geothermal, get all of it. Diversify your power generation, right? Like, because spaceflight has traumatized me into not wanting to put all your eggs in one basket. We use fossil fuels, a lot of fossil fuels in this country, in the States. No, that's crazy. That's a really bad idea. What happens if we run out? I mean, I don't think we will, but what happens? Do you want to play that game? I don't want to play that game. Screw that. Screw that. Offset with nuclear, but don't stop drilling either. Like, I want all forms of power generation. I'm a greedy mother trucker in this regard. Please. All power. I want all the power. It's like the infinity stones of power generation. I want wind, I want solar, I want geothermal, I want nuclear, I want oil, I want coal. Just and then you snap and everybody else's power grid goes away. And yours is like, I don't know. This is how my brain works. Sorry. It's my fault. Are we up? We ready to go? TD7 mission is good to go. All right. Let's bring it into coverage.
You are looking live at a view of Falcon 9 awaiting liftoff at 5:28 p.m. Eastern Time
The
from
Goat
Launch
Simulator
Complex
music decided to play.
39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
Wait, your brain works?
Thanks for tuning in for
It
the
works.
TD7 mission.
It works good. All right, TD7, here we go. This is what we've been waiting for.
To a geosynchronous transfer orbit. This will be the 16th flight of the first stage booster supporting this mission, which has previously launched NASA's Crew 5 mission, a GPS-3 space vehicle, Inmarsat I-6F2, NASA's CRS-28 mission,
No way!
NG-20, and 9 Starlink missions. After stage booster will once again head back to Earth, this time targeting a landing on our drone ship, a Shortfall of Gravitas, which is currently stationed in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, at our customer's request, we will be ending today's webcast before payload deploy just after booster landing.
It's Chris!
At T-minus 7 minutes 30 seconds, we are looking good for an on-time liftoff today. Falcon 9 is healthy, the range is ready to support, and the weather is looking great with less than a 5% chance of launch constraints. While we wait, let's meet the vehicle that will take the TD7 spacecraft into orbit today. The Falcon 9 rocket you see on your screen is a two-stage vehicle standing 229 feet tall. When fully fueled, it will hold just over 1 million pounds of propellant, which we began loading at T-minus 35 minutes.
Engines are trailing in for flight.
And as you heard there, we are beginning thermal conditioning of the engines on the first stage of the vehicle. But starting from the top of our vehicle, the TD7 payload is safely enclosed inside the 17-foot diameter payload fairing, which is the nose of the rocket. Made of a carbon composite material, the fairing protects the satellite on its way to orbit. The fairing itself is actually two halves, both of which will be jettisoned about 3 minutes into the flight. The fairing halves supporting today's mission are flight proven, with one half flying for its 20th time and the other for its 10th.
It's so cool.
Both fairing halves will be recovered after today's flight by our fairing recovery ship, Doug. Below the payload
Stage 1, RP1 load complete.
And there you hear Stage 1 kerosene load is complete. And below the payload fairing on your screen is our second stage, which is the part of the rocket that will take our payload to its destination orbit today. The second stage will ignite its single Merlin vacuum engine, or MVAC for short, about 2.5 minutes into flight, and then relight for a second time today before we deploy the TD7 payload. Below the second stage, you can see the black interstage, which is actually part of the first stage booster. At the bottom of that first stage booster are the 9 Merlin 1D engines that we just began conditioning for flight. And the first stage booster and its engines will help get Falcon 9 off the ground and into the thinner parts of Earth's atmosphere. Shortly after liftoff, the first and second stages will separate from one another, with the second stage continuing on to orbit while the first stage begins to make its way back to Earth. Now, our first stages are designed to be reflown with minimal refurbishment between flights, and today's booster is flying for its 16th time. We will be attempting to land the booster on our drone ship, a Shortfall of Gravitas, stationed in the Atlantic Ocean. And if we are successful in recovering the booster, it will mark our 369th successful recovery of an orbital-class rocket.
Tanks are pressing for Stormlight retract.
And as you hear Falcon 9's tanks pressing for the start of strong back retract, last but not least is the large thrust structure that you see next to the rocket, which is our transporter erector, or strong back.
You're just in time, man.
Now we use this to both roll the rocket out to the pad and raise it to the vertical launch position. The TE also...
I'll run the ads right now, dude. Hurt, thanks for the raid, man. I appreciate it. How you doing? Is this in Florida? This is 39A in Florida. Yep.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Josh, 91 months. Thanks, man. What's going on, Hurt Raiders? What was your boy up to? Are you going to be playing Hearts this week? Yeah, maybe, SVO. Sure.
Lamps around the second stage.
Anyway, guys,
and there you can see
we're 4 minutes out from the TD7 rocket launch here.
And shortly
thing's going to come up and come back down and deploy a payload. It's going to be pretty cool.
Pre-liftoff position.
This is space. I'm in space.
I'm going to give this up to Hurt. Thanks, man. Doesn't look that big. Micon, this rocket's 220 feet tall, about a 22-story building.
And you can see the light from the setting sun hitting Falcon 9 there as we head toward a liftoff at sunset. from 39A in Florida.
Hey, Final, what's going on?
Now, at this point in the countdown, both the first and second stages are almost fully loaded with 1 million pounds of liquid kerosene and liquid oxygen. The first and second stages will finish loading propellant about a minute apart from one another, with the first stage wrapping up at T-minus 3 minutes and the second stage following at T-minus 1 minute. And there you can see the strong back has partially retracted away from Falcon 9. Now, some of the white clouds that you see around the vehicle there are caused as the chilled gas from above the liquid oxygen tank surface vents overboard to maintain pressure on the vehicle as we continue to load propellant. When that gas comes into contact with the warmer,
load complete.
And there you hear that the liquid oxygen loading on stage 1 is complete.
Sound suppressor's ready to go. See the water tipping
That
out?
white gas that you see there, when it hits the warmer atmosphere, condenses the water into the air, forming the clouds that you see. Now, coming up at T-minus 60 seconds, Falcon 9 will be in startup. This means that the rocket's autonomous internal flight computers have taken control of the launch countdown. Just inside of T-minus 2 seconds, we will light the Merlin 1D engines for liftoff. At this time, the payload continues to be healthy, and the Falcon 9 teams are working no issues on the rocket. At T-minus 2 minutes to liftoff, let's listen in and hear those series of callouts that lead up to launch.
Yeah, guys, the tower overflows.
Load complete.
The tower overflows. It's because the pumps on the
And
tower.
there you hear confirmation that liquid oxygen loading onto stage.
The pumps on the tower. So what's going on with that tower is that they have a small pump that fills the thing up constantly, and then when it gets topped off, it just overflows. The reason why is because the sound suppressor is gravity fed. So it's just, there's a valve at the bottom of the water tower that they open, and it sprays water all over the pad. And why do they do that? They spray water over the pad, one, to make sure the pad doesn't get wrecked. It's gonna get a little warm. Like right in this area here, it's gonna get a little toasty. But they also do it to protect the rocket. The rocket engines are so ridiculously loud. Like for the people that came in from Hurt, it's like it's loud like being on a two-step with no hearing protection, like pop 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 pop, or anti-lag or something, right? It's so ridiculously loud, the sound can reverb off the ground and actually destroy the rocket on the way up. So they spray water because they spray water on the pad because it's good at absorbing sound. So they need to make sure they have the right amount of water, which is why they sit there and they basically fill up that water tower until it's overflowing. Watch to get the thing to not destroy itself on the way up. So watch, there are these kind of sprinkler heads right here. These 4 things, they'll shoot off. There's 4 more on the other side of the pad.
T-minus 15 seconds.
They'll shoot off right when the rocket lifts off, and they'll basically come in right when the rocket
10,
leaves.
9.
Here we go.
8, 7, 6.
Watch.
5, 4.
See, they'll prime them,
3,
and then they'll let
2,
it go. Ignition.
1. Ignition. And
See, they turn on. See
Go
them start
TD7.
shooting out real quick. Send it. TD7's in the air.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. M1D gear pressures are nominal.
Okay, good call on prop there. In another 20 seconds, we should hear the call for power and telemetry. Into the clouds. We got a lot of low clouds in Florida tonight.
And 35 seconds into the flight, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center, carrying the TD7 satellite. Now, during ascent, we
Power and
tilt
telemetry
or
nominal.
gimbal. There you hear a call out that power and telemetry is nominal so far. Now, right now, Falcon 9 is gimbaling its engines, or tilting the engines so that the rocket will begin to turn horizontally in a maneuver called the gravity
Falcon
turn.
Supersonic.
Okay. Faster than the speed of sound.
Moments ago, we throttled down the
About a
engines in
minute.
preparation for max Q, or the moment of maximum
She goes,
aerodynamic
man.
pressure.
Should get a call for max.
Max Q.
There it is.
And there you hear that call out for max Q, a critical moment during flight when the combined stresses caused by Falcon 9 accelerating through the atmosphere and the ambient static pressure are at their greatest. Now, right now, you can see Falcon 9
That's
traveling
nice.
just about 2,500
That's
kilometers
nice.
per hour. We are looking for approximately 27,000 kilometers per hour, or 17,500 miles per hour for our orbital velocity today. And you can track the progress to orbit by keeping
Drone
an
ship
eye on
landing,
the Stage
PS5.
1 telemetry in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Now, coming up shortly, we have several events that will happen in quick succession, including main engine cutoff or MECO, stage separation, second engine start 1 or SES1, and fairing separation. During main engine cutoff, we will shut down the 9 Merlin 1D engines, followed by stage separation. Once separated from the second stage, the booster will begin heading back to Earth, while the second stage MVAC engine will simultaneously ignite for the first time, followed by fairing separation.
Okay, should come up on main engine cutoff here.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
There we go. Upper stage ignition.
And back ignition.
There we go.
And there you heard and hopefully saw a good MECO stage separation and ignition of the MVAC engine on stage 2.
Oh,
you can now see the first stage beginning its maneuvers to prepare for landing on the assured fall.
So what's going on here is because the sun is setting, you get in a little bit of backlighting. So over here, you can see that's the flow coming off the second stage. Believe it or not, because there's no pressure out there, the exhaust just keeps going and it doesn't stop. There's nothing to stop it, right? So you see some flow phenomenon from the second stage there. But what was going on here is the attitude control thrusters, see them popping right there, and see when they go off, you actually see a shadow get cast from the vehicle because the sun is over there, right? So when the control thrusters fire, it casts the shadow of the booster onto the exhaust from the thruster. Super cool. You can see the shadow. That's actually super neat.
Down into the Atlantic Ocean, where
That's
we
wicked.
will be attempting to retrieve them.
What's going on over there? That's solid nitrogen. The reason why is because SpaceX is using nitrogen.
Both vehicles are on a nominal trajectory.
I'm not sure what's going on down there. They're using solid nitrogen thrusters here, so basically it's just compressed nitrogen gas, and you open up the thruster and it pisses out, right? Like if you were cleaning your keyboard, right? What happens is when that gas hits the vacuum immediately, it immediately loses its temperature because the pressure drop. You're going from extremely high pressurization to vacuum like that, and you get some solidification, which is why it looks like it's snowing up there right now.
And we need to slow down in order to reduce reentry forces, which ultimately helps us.
Yeah, all
recover
those chunks and
reuse the
snowflakes
first
that are
stages
coming
of
off
Falcon.
are actually not. It's not actually snow. It's solid nitrogen, and down there it's solid oxygen as well. The reason why it's solid oxygen is because they're repriming the engines right now for the entry burn. What Falcon 9 basically has to do, every time the engines shut off, they purge the engines out with helium, and they do that to get all the gaseous oxygen out. You don't want gaseous oxygen in an engine that's designed for liquid oxygen. That would break it, to say the least. So they're repriming the engines to get them right back to the right operating temperature. They'll basically evac everything out, and then they'll reintroduce liquid oxygen in. And when they reintroduce the liquid oxygen into the engines, it does, some of it actually evaporates and turns to gas, which is why they're venting it overboard. They're venting it on a side vent valve. And once the turbine impeller gets completely saturated with liquid oxygen right up to the valves that go into the main combustion chamber, that's when they'll stop. You'll see the vents close. It should happen right before the entry burn here. Why do I see two grid fins on the left? I don't know. That's weird. It's probably just the weird solar angle, dude. It's because, Darkroot, the engine, I originally thought the engines had some kind of problem, but it's because it's backlit. It's because it's backlit by the sun. It's the same phenomenon going on here with the...
startup.
Hang on. Yep, see, there you go. The vent's closed. One engine, 2 and 3 should fire there.
And
there
there
we go.
can
Free
see
engines
a good
on.
start to our entry
Stage
burn.
1 FTS is saved.
This is roughly a 30-second burn, and you can keep an eye on how our speed is decreasing on the bottom left-hand side of your screen.
Not only, you know, I'll play off Chris here. Not only is the speed of the vehicle decreasing, but this is actually what prevents the vehicle from burning up in the atmosphere. Right? When the engines fire, they push the reentry heating away. They push the plasma. That's called it. So Falcon 9 is going so fast when it hits the atmosphere that it hits the air so quick it compresses and it rips it apart. It ionizes the air. That makes plasma, right? And that plasma kind of just gets stuck against the bottom of the booster or whatever your leading edge is going into the atmosphere. Falcon 9 fires its engines to push it away. Don't say it? All right. Hey. Supersonic retro propulsion.
On the other,
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
You can see some plasma propagation on the
the
grid fins
MVAC
right
engine
there.
on the second stage is actually optimized to fire in the vacuum of space, producing about 220,500 pounds of thrust.
There's the second stage over there. Look. You can see the second
Coming
stage.
up next will be
Oh,
the
that's
first stage
sick.
landing burn, and as a
See it
reminder,
over there?
Stage
I can just
1
barely see it.
transonic.
we are targeting landing on our drone ship, a short follow.
Oh,
Stage 2
that's so
FTS
cool.
is saved.
Dude, you saw the second stage over there. That's awesome. It was way over there.
Also continuing to hear the callouts for flight termination system safing on
Discovery,
stage
go and
2,
throttle
a
up.
nominal call.
All right, now the Falcon 9's getting a little bit lower. The atmospheric pressure is going to go up because you're getting closer to the ground. You really start to see those grid fins do work. They really start to shake around because the pressure
Stage
built up
1
on them
landing
is
burn.
really, really high. Here's the landing burn.
Nominal park orbit insertion.
Good parking orbit on
And
the
you
second
can see
stage.
Falcon 9 performing its landing burn, as we also had a good call for
Drone ship
stage
should appear
2
onto the left
entering its
grid fin.
parking orbit.
Oh, there it is. Nope, dead center.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Grid fins locked.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
Damn, that's cool.
And there you have it, SpaceX's 369th landing and recovery of an orbital class rocket.
Damn, that's cool.
Now, with our first stage safely on the drone ship, as we mentioned
Touchdown!
earlier, at our customer's request, we are going to be ending today's live coverage before payload deploy.
Look, they make it
So
look
with
so
that successful
easy.
landing,
Not
we're
easy
going
at
to
all.
wrap up our launch coverage today. We want to thank you all for joining us for our 212th successful launch of 2024. All of us here at SpaceX would like to thank our customer for entrusting us with today's mission, and we also want to give a special shout out to the Eastern Range and the Federal Aviation Administration for supporting today's launch. As always, thanks to our viewers for tuning in and for your continued support. Remember to follow us at SpaceX on X for launch updates, and if you're a launch fan, be sure to continue to follow along with us over the next 3 days as we launch vehicles from every single pad we have in Florida, Texas, and
Yeah,
California.
baby. Let that sink in. No. We don't let SpaceX doesn't let that sink in. Okay, they launch the sink into space, and then land the booster while they're doing it. No. We don't let no. That sink wants to be in space, or something. Anyway. They put the sink into the square hole. Where does the sink go? That's right, it goes in the square hole. What are your plans for Tuesday? Probably NSF, and then do the coverage here like what we always do, Journey. Yep. 737 is doing flybys. Oh. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, that's going to do it for the TD7, the Optus-X TD7, the communication satellite that SpaceX launched for their customer that we didn't know about until like 2 days ago. You know, that's a communication satellite. Communications. Yeah, okay. Sure. Anyway, here, check this out. This is footage from our buddies over at NSF. 737's doing flybys of the tower. That's awesome. Bro, let's go. That's cool. Why'd you be quiet? That's cool. Cool. Why though? Yeah, that's SpaceX's 737. Yeah, in case anybody was wondering, SpaceX bought a 737 and operates an internal airline that shuttles employees from California to Texas. Yeah, no, that's what's going on. I want a 737. Yeah. I mean, Spoon, I wouldn't hate it. Any president that takes space flight seriously, you know, that's pretty good. It's a Max? No, it's not a Max. It's actually a I believe it's an 800. Actually, plane nerds, who's the Av geek in here? I don't think it's an 800. It has no winglet. It might be older. It might be a 600 or something. It is an 800. 700? 2 emergency exits. I love it. They got hexagon tiles on the tail. You can get 800s without winglets. Cool. ADS-B. No. Wait a minute. What is this plane's tail number? Dude. No way.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Get off the screen. I said get off the screen. I said get off the screen. It is a Dash 800. Oh, God. The plane's tail number is 154. Hey, Elder Buffalo, what's up, man? 19-month resub. It's a Boeing 738, so that's a 737-800. Uh-oh. What plane was the 154 test on? 777. With the 747 discontinued, no American jumbo jet competitor for Boeing, what's the next Air Force One going to be? I don't know. 747-8, maybe. They might convert one, maybe, or just build one a la carte. If anything, probably a 777 if I had to guess. That's cool, man. So it is an 800. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. This is coming from our buddies over at NSF on Starbase Live. Dude, that's sick, man. You know, it's a shame because the 737 up until the Max is pretty much one of the best planes ever made. Turns out when you have business people run your engineering company, it doesn't end well. Weird how that works. Anyway, 800 is a fantastic airplane, dude. And in fact, all 737s are sweet. I love how the front's basically still a 707. Yeah, pretty much. Airbus? Airbus can lick my thermal protection system. How about that? Boom! And on that bombshell, I'm gonna go. I told Brimo I'd make her dinner, so I gotta go. I gotta go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the TD7 launch coverage and me just giving chat the bants because I'm a horrible person. I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe Erudite, who knows? Thanks for the stream. Yeah. So, guys, tomorrow, back to the regular schedule. And then Tuesday is going to be wild. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're back to the regular schedule. So, I'll see you guys all. Did I see Gwen's speech? I did. We'll talk about that more for Space News tomorrow, okay? Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys all on Monday. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.